We're gonna make a fancy egg sandwich. But first, we need some of our Country Crock Original and a slight dollop in the middle.
It wouldn't be a Cobra cooking video if we didn't have Country Crock just holding up the backbones of the entire meal. You know, previously we reviewed two of his disgusting burritos that featured lots of canned meats and seafoods, and today we're watching him make a sandwich, a delicacy in the Cobra verse. We're not going to see any crushed up Doritos. There's not going to be any too extreme ingredients, but we'll get there when we get there. One fun fact I looked up at the start of this video was, did you know that Country Crock, it's not butter, it's not margarine, it actually doesn't have any dairy products within it at all. It's strictly vegetable oil that is like condensed into a spread. So the fact that Toobz hasn't had a massive heart attack at this point is just perplexing, to say the least. He's also very regarded because he decided to upload this cooking tutorial in 9 separate videos. 9 separate videos. Maybe he's just trying to get one over on the trolls so that it takes a little bit longer for me to download and make comments about. But you can't pull one over on me, Toobz. I'm here to learn. I'm your student. You're the Gordon Ramsay here. Let's learn.
Now we already have the sandwich. It is a cold cut everything super sub sandwich with everything bagel seasoning on it. I get them at the grocery store. They're pretty good. I cut the sections into pieces, and I saved the section to food hack for a fancy snack.
You see, initially I was pretty concerned when I found out that he basically is buying a pre-made sandwich and then like adding to it. I was worried. I was like, oh man, there goes the craziness of the Cobra sandwich. And ye of little faith, you know, I should trust him much more. You know, I don't think he's gonna follow through. What type of fan does that make me? That makes me an apathetic student, and I'll never learn that way. Of course Toobz is gonna find any possible way to absolutely decimate this meal, and for that, I'm very appreciative.
You don't want to flip it just yet, YouTube. We gotta let it cook up a bit first. I'll show you when it's time to do that. Let's give that egg a flip. Flip, flip, flip the egg. It came from the bird. Look at this, I'm flipping the bird. I'm gonna flip that egg in that delicious oil and cook on that side.
You know, there's not a lot of words you can say to describe this. How long do you think it's been since he's cleaned that pan? A genuine question. Because it looks like he was just done frying chicken inside the pan. That's how greasy the entire thing is. Yes, I saw it was a decent sized dollop of Country Crock. Yes, I just explained that it's basically just vegetable oil. No, I'm not going to accept that it browned this much, and you know, the egg is probably just covered in soot from other foods that he's cooked in there. Not great. He also initially said from the get-go, he's like, I'm going to do a sunny side up egg, and then just changed his mind, I guess, to a fried egg. He's just like, that's most definitely what is up, you know, changing it on the fly. But it doesn't look good. It really doesn't. And that shouldn't be a surprise. We can see with our own eyes. But let me know down below, what type of egg person are you? I'm more of a scrambled egg myself. I think it's versatile. I can put that on anything. It can go with any breakfast, but let me know what type of eggs you're messing with.
Here's our cold cut super sub with everything seeds, everything bagel seeds. They come with the mustard packets. These sandwiches are freaking huge. I'm gonna flip the egg, transfer it to here. Then we're gonna toast our sandwich bun and that buttery grease after we're done cooking the egg.
That's right, everybody. We see a perfectly fine sandwich. It looks like a turkey and cheese sandwich on an everything bun with some lettuce on there. You know, you put some mustard on there. Ooh, that's gonna slap. That's gonna be delicious. Unfortunately, KOBZ decided, you know what, it's gonna be even better if I take those buns and put them into month-old bacon grease and country crock fat and fry it up and crisp it up, in quotations. But you know, we should have seen this coming. You know, he just can't help himself. Sometimes, KOBZ, you have to understand where you are in the social hierarchy. Somehow you're below the guy who works at the local grocery store for minimum wage and makes these sandwiches all day. Somehow you're below that tier. So maybe you should take some advice from the sandwich artist, you know? You don't know everything, KOBZ. Sorry to burst your bubble, dude, but take it from an expert.
Now we're going to toast the bread in this pork pate liver.
I mean, we just can't escape it. He's just going to keep adding things until it becomes the burger from SpongeBob that they killed the health inspector with. It's... Why? Why do you have to put pork pate on top of your sandwich, dude? Why can't you just eat the sandwich how it is? Like, why? And I'm so curious as to how his finances work, right? Because I'm assuming he's still getting assistance from the government. How much money is he making off of YouTube? And how much more do we have to give him to just barely push him off of assistance? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because for somebody that looks like they're living a very dilapidated and sad life, they sure are capable of just adding as much garbage to food as they can and ordering out as much as possible. So I don't know, but we should probably crunch those numbers, you know, really drive them into the hole.
Pate pork liver, we're going to fry that bitch up like Spam. And we're going to get all that grease in there. We're going to toast up our buns for the sandwich. And there's our ingredients, our veggies and our lettuce. These super subs I get are simply delicious.
I mean, what can you even say? That pate looks disgusting. And maybe it's just because, like, he never has enough lighting. You know, it's annoying to watch a KOBZ cooking video because he just sets his phone on the counter a million times. You would think some troll, instead of sending him a bag of potatoes through DoorDash, I'd send him a tripod that he can set up in the corner. He probably won't use it, but at the very least, try and get some quality in here. You know, he passed 60,000 subs recently, and this is the quality we're still getting. And that's part of the appeal, right? Because I sort of like the amateurness of YouTube. I really don't like the hyper edited stuff. I like it when there's a sense of style that's not like super crisp and clean. But at the same time, we can't be reverting back to this hell, this awfulness. So he's got gray pate meat. He shows off his innards of his sandwich. And it just, every time he touches stuff, I'm just like, man, I know his taste buds are shot, but like, everything he touches probably just tastes like smoke and liquor. And it's like, man, vomit inducing.
Slap some Country Crock original in there. Two packets of mayo, squeezed right in there. Dash of that seasoning. Come back to you when that bread's toasted up.
Lord have mercy. Please, spare me. The country crock is like a physical Tourette's for him. He just can't help himself. He really can't. He's like, you know what? This next step really needs? It really needs some country crock in there. And you know what? You know what else it needs? Let's put some mayonnaise in there and cayenne seasoning. And let's just stir it up. And then we're just going to plop some pieces of a roll in there and call it a day. I mean, it's just grotesque to think about and to see. I mean, you just see the butter's not even... I can't call it butter. The vegetable spread's not even completely melted in there yet. The bread's gonna come out soggy and sad.
The bread is toasted up. This piece is toasted up beautifully.
That bread is not toasted up, my dude. For a second there, I initially thought it was a piece of pan-fried chicken. You know, when you batter your own chicken, you know, you put some panko crumbs in there, throw it in a pan. That's why I thought that was initially. You can see how greasy and how soggy it is. That bad boy is not toasted. Verdict solved. And you could briefly see that pad thai patty that he fried, and it just looks like a cow turd just sitting there. Come on.
That's looking pretty interesting. Shed some light on that subject. The liver's on top of the egg and the... We're about to sandwich this bitch. What's so fancy about it? Well, I want to put some caviar on it. And this little jar of caviar is like $10 now. I mean, it sounds like much, but trust and believe. You know what I'm saying? This stuff comes at a hefty price. $10 for that little jar, yes, but it's so good. I like caviar, so we're gonna get fancy with it. Some Frank's Red Hot Original Cayenne Pepper Sauce. It's a really good combination with that caviar. I'm gonna pour a couple drops on top of our caviar and our liver pate and our egg, and a little bit on our top bun.
Look, I'm as much of a fan of Frank's Red Hot as the next guy, but even I know it's not super spicy, but it's like a flavor enhancer, right? But you can't be pouring 2 tablespoons full of Frank's Red Hot onto your small sandwich, alright? You can't be doing that. And of course he's over here saying, yeah, I got a $10 jar of caviar I'm gonna put on top of this. First off, I wouldn't trust caviar located in Casper, Wyoming. I just wouldn't. That's me. Second off, why does he always have to do this? Just why? That's my only question. I'm not gonna talk about the food. It's just, why is he doing this to me? It's like he instills this fight or flight instinct in me. It's like every time I watch one of his videos, I feel like I have to get out of here. I have to like shut down my computer and just run as far away as I can.
Melt that butter down, and we're gonna drizzle it on top of the sandwich, on top of our everything seeds. Now the bottom of this is toasted, but the top ain't. And the bottom one's toasted on both sides.
No. Come on. We can't be putting more country crock on there, man. We can't. He's saying that melting the butter and putting it on top is gonna crisp the top. He was literally talking about how he's not gonna put the bun in the pan with the seasoning side down because you'll lose the everything flavoring. But you're gonna pour hot vegetable oil on top? Make it make sense, please.
YouTube. We have this sandwich loaded with caviar. You watch the parts to this video. They're going to try it. Caviar cross section is the fried egg, the everything seeds.
Guys. You know, every time he gives a like cross-section view of his meals that he eats, it just sort of reminds me of the old epic mealtime videos where they would just like pile on as much trash into a food as they can and then just gorge on it. That's what KOBZ reminds me of. A guy who has horrible dental hygiene, can't chew things properly, and can't taste things properly either. You know, he would be the ideal member of a revitalized epic mealtime.
Toasting your bread in mayonnaise and Country Crock original. The sandwich is all kinds of unhealthy. But that's why it's good. I would remake this sandwich. I would remake it. It's not bad.
Josh would literally remake anything that was ever given to him, ever. That's a fact. If you found roadkill on the side of the street, cut it up, made it into a burger, and served it to him, he'd be like, yeah, I'd eat this again. Yeah, I like that. That's really good. This dude has... Every meal that he ever eats is identical. It's perfect. It's delicious. I guess that's what years of smoking and alcohol abuse will do to your system. Either way, that covers our latest concoction by KOBZ. Not the worst by any means, but certainly not great. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.